December 24th, 1944, Christmas Eve. The Ardennes forest, Belgium. Snow falls thick and relentless, blanketing the narrow roads and pine trees in white silence broken only by the low growl of engines and the crunch of tracks. Visibility drops to yards in the swirling fog and flurries. American GIs from Task Force Kane, 3rd Armored Division, hunker in their M4 Shermans, upgunned 76mm versions where possible near the tiny hamlet of Freyneux. They're outnumbered, outgunned on paper, facing elements of Kampfgruppe Hansen and the elite SS Panzers pushing through the Bulge. You can almost feel the bone-deep cold seeping through the tank's thin armor, the frost on the periscopes, the way breath fogs the sights. The crew of one Sherman, commanded by a young lieutenant, scans the white haze ahead. Their 76mm gun is loaded with HVAP, high-velocity armor-piercing rounds, the best chance against heavy German steel. Radio chatter is tense. Contact front, heavy armor. Tigers. Then they appear, ghostly shapes emerging from the blizzard. Massive Tiger I tanks, their 88mm KWK-36 cannons like black spears, wide tracks chewing through the snow. The Germans, veterans of the Eastern Front, expect the usual, Shermans bouncing shells off their sloped frontal armor, then methodically picking off the American mediums one by one. Tigers have dominated every encounter so far in the Bulge. Their crews are confident, almost arrogant. But the Americans have learned. They don't charge head-on. Instead, they use the snow and trees for cover, maneuver to flanks, exploit the Tigers' weaknesses, slow turret traverse in the cold, mechanical unreliability in freezing temperatures, massive fuel consumption that strands them when supplies thin. A Sherman platoon leader spots a gap. He calls it over the net. "Flank left! Get on their sides!" Engines roar as Shermans slip through the drifts, using the forest edges to close unseen. One Tiger commander, peering through his sight, sees only white haze. Then, a flash. A 76mm HVAP round slams into the Tiger's thinner side armor at 300 yards. The shell punches through, igniting ammo racks. The beast erupts in a pillar of flame and black smoke against the white backdrop. The Germans are stunned. Their invincible Tigers, machines designed to dominate at range, are being outmaneuvered in the snow by inferior Shermans. Another Tiger swings its turret slowly, tracks slipping on ice, but two more Shermans pop from behind a ridge, guns barking. Side shots again, penetrations. Crews bail out into the freezing night, only to be cut down or captured. In that single furious Christmas Eve duel near Freyneux, American Shermans destroy multiple Tigers without losing a single tank in the exchange. The myth of German superiority cracks in the Ardennes snow. Yet the Germans press on, convinced their engineering edge will prevail. They have no idea how many more shocks await in the frozen hell ahead. December 19 to 25, 1944. The Ardennes offensive rages in full fury. German panzers, spearheaded by the heavy Tigers of the 1st SS Panzer Division Leibstandarte and elements of the 2nd SS Das Reich, carve deep into American lines. Their 88mm guns dominate at long range, penetrating Shermans frontally from over 1,000 yards, while most American rounds bounce harmlessly off the Tiger's thick frontal armor. Crews in the Big Cats feel invincible. Many have survived the Eastern Front meat grinder. In the Bulge's opening days, Tigers rack up lopsided kills. One Tiger I reportedly knocks out 5 Shermans in a single engagement near crinkled Rockerath. But the Ardennes winter is no friend to German engineering. Sub-zero temperatures freeze fuel lines, jam turret traverses, and shatter final drives on the already mechanically finicky Tigers. Tracks slip on icy roads, breakdowns strand them in snowdrifts. Supplies dwindle, fuel is rationed, ammo short. The vaunted heavy tanks, meant for breakthrough operations, become slow, vulnerable behemoths in the narrow, snow-choked forest lanes. American Shermans, lighter and more reliable, adapt. The M4A376W HVSS, Easy 8 variants with wider tracks and horizontal volute spring suspension, grip the snow better, maneuver faster. Their 76mm M1 gun, firing HVAP rounds, tungsten core penetrators rush to the front, can punch through a Tiger's side or rear armor at combat ranges under 500 yards. Frontal shots are still risky, but American doctrine shifts. Don't duel head-on. Use numbers, mobility, and the terrain. Near Manhay and Grand Manil, elements of the 7th Armored Division and 3rd Armored's Task Force Lovelady clash with SS Tigers in blinding snowstorms. Shermans use the whiteout to flank, slipping through woods, popping out at 200 to 300 yards for side shots. One platoon of 76mm Shermans catches a Tiger column bogged on an icy hill. Rapid fire from multiple angles overwhelms the slow-turning turrets. Tigers brew up in flames, crews abandoning vehicles into the freezing dark. American losses mount too. Many Shermans are brewed up by accurate 88mm fire, but the exchange rate evens out. For every Tiger destroyed, the Germans lose irreplaceable machines and veterans. The Americans can replace Shermans quickly. The shock ripples through German command. Reports filter back. American mediums are penetrating our heavies in the snow. Mobility trumps armor here. Piper's Kampfgruppe, already stalled and low on fuel, faces constant harassment from nimble Shermans that refuse stand-up fights. In one documented skirmish near Stoumont, Shermans and tank destroyers, M36 Hellcats with 90mm guns, ambush a column, knocking out Tigers by targeting tracks and flanks in the limited visibility. By Christmas Day, the tide has turned. Bastogne holds. Patton's Third Army relieves it. The Germans' fuel crisis worsens. Many Tigers are abandoned, blown up by their own crews to deny capture. The world begins to see the truth. The invincible Tiger, once a terror on open plains, falters in the Ardennes mud and snow against clever, numerous Shermans. But the most stunning upset is yet to come. One where a handful of Shermans turn the tables in a way no one expected. December 23rd to 24th, 1944. The snow-choked crossroads of Manhay and Grand Manil, deep in the Ardennes Bulge. Fog clings low to the ground, turning the forest into a ghostly labyrinth where sounds carry strangely. Distant engine roars, muffled explosions, the creak of frozen tracks. Elements of the 2nd SS Panzer Division push hard, their Tiger Eye heavies and Panthers grinding forward on the few passable roads, confident their superior firepower will shatter any American resistance. Task Force Lovelady of the 3rd Armored Division, bolstered by 7th Armored stragglers, holds the line. Their Shermans, mostly M4A376W variants with the longer 76mm gun and HVAP ammo, wait in hull-down positions along ridges and tree lines. The Germans expect another lopsided slaughter, Tigers engaging at 800 to 1,000 yards, shells punching through Sherman armor like paper, while return fire ricochets off sloped frontal plates. But the snow and fog flip the script. Visibility collapses to 200 to 300 yards at best. Long-range 88mm advantages evaporate. Tigers, with their slow turret rotation in the freezing cold, grease stiffens, mechanisms seize, struggle to track fast-moving targets. Shermans, lighter, more agile, with better flotation on wider tracks, use the whiteout to maneuver. They don't stand and trade blows, they ghost through drifts, flank, and strike. In the melee around Manhay, a platoon of 76mm Shermans catches a group of advancing Tigers and Panthers bogged on icy slopes. American crews pop from concealed positions, side shots at 250 yards.
HVAP rounds slice through thinner side armor, 80mm plates that the 76mm penetrates reliably. One Tiger erupts in flames as ammo cooks off, another slews sideways, track blown, turret jammed. The Germans try to respond, but their heavies wallow, engines overheating or stalling in the cold. Shermans dart, fire, withdraw, classic wolfpack tactics honed in Normandy bocage but perfected in this frozen hell. Reports from the time stun German commanders, multiple Tigers brewed up in minutes, not by airstrikes or artillery, but by inferior American mediums exploiting weather and mobility. One engagement sees Shermans and supporting M36 tank destroyers' 90mm guns ambush a column near Grandmesnil. Flank penetrations, rapid kills. The exchange rate tilts. For every Sherman lost to an accurate 88mm hit, 2 or 3 German heavies are knocked out or abandoned. The world begins to notice. Allied dispatches buzz with disbelief. Shermans outfighting Tigers in the snow. German morale cracks. Crews who once boasted of invincibility now face the reality of mechanical breakdowns, fuel shortages, and relentless American pressure. Piper's spearhead stalls. Isolated Tigers become sitting ducks, blown by their own crews to prevent capture. This isn't myth, it's the brutal arithmetic of the Bulge. Numbers, adaptability, and winter conditions leveling the field. The Tiger's aura of terror fades in the drifts. Shermans, once mocked as Ronsons, prove that in the right hands, with the right ammo and tactics, even the king of the battlefield can fall. Yet one final, almost cinematic clash seals the shock. In the dying days of the offensive, a small group of Shermans delivers a blow that echoes through history books.
Late December 1944 into early January 1945, the German offensive in the Ardennes grinds to a halt. Fuel shortages cripple the panzers. Many Tigers and Panthers sit abandoned along frozen roads, their crews marching back on foot or captured in the snow. The Bulge's deepest penetrations, Piper's spearhead near Le Glaise, the advances toward St. Vith, recoil under relentless American counterattacks. Shermans, now reinforced by arriving Patton's Third Army armor, press the advantage. One of the most telling shocks comes in the dying days near Celle and Rochefort, where isolated German armor pockets face swarms of American tanks. In blinding blizzards, Shermans use their superior mobility to encircle bogged heavies. A Tiger crew, low on ammo and fuel, spots approaching M4s through the whiteout. They fire first. An 88mm round punches through a leading Sherman's turret, brewing it up in flames. But the others don't flee. They fan out using the terrain. One group draws fire frontally, while flankers slip through drifts to the sides and rear. HVAP rounds crack the silence. Side penetrations at close range, 200 yards or less, ignite engines, detonate stored rounds. The Tiger's massive silhouette, once a harbinger of doom, becomes a target. Its slow turret can't track the darting mediums in the limited visibility. Crews bail into the snow, only to face infantry fire or the bitter cold. In one documented pocket near Celle, American Shermans and tank destroyers claim several abandoned or destroyed Tigers, some blown by their own crews, others knocked out in ambushes. The arithmetic is damning. German heavy tank losses in the Bulge exceed 300 panzers destroyed or abandoned, including dozens of Tigers and King Tigers, many to ground forces rather than air. Shermans suffer heavily too, thousands lost overall in the campaign, but replacements arrive by the trainload. The Germans cannot replace their elite machines or veteran crews. The 5 Shermans to kill 1 Tiger myth, born from early Normandy duels, crumbles here. In the Ardennes snow, with tactics, numbers, and winter mechanics favoring the lighter, more reliable American tank, the exchange rate often favors the Sherman. Allied intelligence reports flood in, German panzer crews demoralized, commanders admitting the heavy's limitations in confined, icy terrain. The world press, following the battle's turning point, begins to shift narrative. No longer just German wonder weapons dominating, now stories of American ingenuity, mass production, and tactical adaptability, shocking the vaunted Wehrmacht. By January 1945, the Bulge is over. The Germans retreat, leaving behind a graveyard of steel in the snow, many Tigers among them. The shock isn't that Shermans could occasionally win, it's that in the right conditions, snow, fog, narrow roads, fuel-starved enemies, they could dominate. The Tiger's legend, forged on open steppes and deserts, meets its match in the frozen forests of Belgium. The Ardennes proves a brutal lesson. Superior engineering means little without logistics, mobility, and adaptability. The Americans didn't just outgun the Tigers, they outfought them in the snow. And with the Bulge broken, the road to the Rhine and final victory lay open.